Hey guys, TJ Hafer here for IGN, bringing you a look at some new gameplay in Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth. We're going to be taking a look at the mid-game. We're past the point where we've, landed on the planet and explored around and started to build up our colony and are starting to kind of work our way towards the victory conditions. I'm going to show you three different civs here that I built, one for each of the affinities. We're going to start with my Pacific Commonwealth game, where I am using the Purity affinity, which is basically humankind should make our environment bend to our will. They want to preserve humankind as it existed on Earth and make the planets they're colonizing more Earth-like. So I've just reached level 6 in the Purity affinity. It gives me some cool bonuses. Aliens don't attack my explorers. I get bonus combat strength when I am attacking or defending against aliens, and better orbital coverage for launching satellites. So when you reach level 6 in an affinity, you get to upgrade your regular infantry units from soldier to marine to whatever your affinity's main infantry unit is, and select one of two perks. For Purity, I can pick between 30% when defending or plus 10% damage per unused movement. So obviously, preserving humanity, they're a very defensive faction, at least in terms of their infantry. I kind of like this 10% per unused movement because it gives me a little bit more offensive versatility. And I can also upgrade my jets now. I think I'm going to go ahead and give them plus 15 against land and sea. So what were once vanilla Marines that everybody gets are now Sentinels, which are my affinity unique infantry unit. And as I progress more, I'll be able to upgrade my, my tanks and my ranged guys into more advanced units too. You can also see Freeland, which is my capital. Around the outskirts here, it still kind of looks like the starter colonies that you have at the very beginning of the game. But since I've progressed so far into Purity, you can see there are a lot of Earth-like buildings. I think there's a church steeple hiding in there somewhere, and you can see influences of like Greek architecture, almost like Washington D.C. Some Japanese sort of buildings, Art Deco going on. Making the city look more like an Earth city. So now I'm gonna load up my game as the Pan-Asian Cooperative, where I went with the Harmony affinity. Harmony is the sort of tree hugger space vegan ideology of we should change humanity to adapt better to the environment of the planet we're on and live in harmony with its creatures. And you'll see there's a pretty big difference between these two once you get into the 200 to 250 turn range here. Yeah, so you can see my my city here. It has this very organic insectoid architecture made up of sort of the same forms as the insects and life forms you find naturally on the planet. Alien aggression returns to neutral twice as quickly, so if I get in a scrap with the aliens and they get mad at me and decide to attack me, they'll abandon their attack quicker. This miasma, which is basically a poison gas, this bluish clouds you're seeing on the ground, normally it damages your units, but if you go with Harmony, you can reduce that damage, and then eventually at level 6 your units will actually heal when they're in miasma, which is pretty awesome. And I also get free Xenomass, which is one of the rare mid-game, end-game strategic resources here. Harmony actually has some of the coolest units, I have to say. We get this alien swarm. It's a mixture of, you can see there's a couple human troopers in there, and then a bunch of different kinds of aliens that just run around and attack. Their main infantry unit is the Brawler, and his special ability that I picked is he gets a plus 40% to attack when he's not next to a friendly unit. So it creates a sort of interesting... In Civ 5, you pretty much always wanted adjacent units to get, flanking bonuses and things like that, but the Harmony war style in Beyond Earth is very much a style of, the individual is important and one against many, and these genetically modified soldiers will shine when you give them more breathing room. I also love this guy, the Xeno Cavalry, which is pretty much exactly what you'd think. It's human guys with what look like some kind of long rifles mounted on these pincer aliens here. So that's pretty awesome. And then yeah, here's my capital again. You can see that alien-like architecture. Very, very different feel from the rugged survivalist sort of aesthetic that you get with Purity. And then I'm going to show you the third one. This is my game as Franco-Iberia, and I've gone with Supremacy. And my preview up on IGN right now features this this particular playthrough, which is probably my favorite playthrough I've had of the preview build for Beyond Earth so far. And you'll see again right away, very, very different.
I have important
information. Thank you, advisor. Yeah, thanks for talking over my video. I appreciate that. No, so as you can see, very different architectural style. You've got these soaring, dark, geometric towers. I like to think of the Supremacy as like the bad guys. When you're playing as them, you feel like the bad guys, and it's a really cool, different way to play. And you know, since we're gonna be bad guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and attack my neighbor here. Let's declare war on the African Union. Yeah, he's not too happy about that. You can.
Must you bring old ways to our new home?
Yeah, unfortunately I must. So I'm gonna move these guys in. These guys are disciples. They have the coolest head armor of any of the 3 affinity units by far. I've got my Prophet heavy tanks here that are gonna sweep around and flank. And then I've got these guys, the Overseers, are my really powerful ranged units. And Cinders, I think is how you say that, the CNDR, they're a purely mechanical infantry unit that has a little bit more attack and durability. They also cost a little bit more. And the Educator, which is a pretty hilarious, like, futuristic space fascist name. Like, we're gonna educate you with artillery shells. I thought that was pretty funny. I'm gonna put my worker to sleep because he's not involved in blowing shit up, and that's what we're looking to do right now. So, advance the turn, and we're about to cause some destruction. You see the, they're sending their tactical jets against me, but these Supremacy troopers are so powerful that they can just shoot those things right out of the sky. They did a little bit of damage to me with their regular Space Marines. They haven't embraced an affinity yet, so they just have the kind of vanilla Marines that everybody gets. But yeah, let's see. They can't attack this turn, but these guys can. Yeah, see, it's just it's a slaughter. If you get these high-end affinity units versus the normal human units, you feel like the conquering megalomaniacal, badass sci-fi bad guy, and it's pretty awesome. So we'll move. Let's see. I don't want to move these guys too much closer because they have taken some damage, but I think they could probably withstand a couple hits here. So let's go ahead and build. It doesn't matter because the demo's going to be over in a couple turns here. So we got to wait for the other factions to process their turns. So they're firing on me. They're not concentrating their fire though, so I'm not going to lose any units. Would have been a lot smarter for them to attack. Once again, I shot down one of their attack jets with an infantry unit, which is pretty awesome. Kind of makes you feel cool to be able to do that. So let's move these guys up. Yeah, that's fine. They'll take some damage, but put these guys on fortify until healed just to soak up some fire, and these guys too, because they're not going to do a lot of damage as they are. Set up for my artillery here. And unfortunately, this is going to be kind of our last strike before the demo ends, because we are on turn 249. But yeah, these guys would be toast in a couple more turns. The affinity units are just really cool, really powerful. So that's kind of what the mid-game looks like in Beyond Earth. From this point forward, which we haven't really gotten a chance to see yet, you're going to be progressing towards your victory condition for Supremacy. It's basically sending all these cyborg troopers back like Skynet to liberate, quote-unquote, old Earth from the unenlightened humans. So I'm really looking forward to that. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you are looking forward to Beyond Earth as much as I am. This is TJ Hafer for IGN signing out.